go live. Then I could start inviting people.
All right. Okay, so we are live. Let's see if we can get some people on here. NyKosha, you can go ahead and invite people now if you haven't already.
All right.
Let's see. Just want to make sure it is up on everything. See if we can get some people on here. All right. We are live everywhere, baby.
And so let's go on all platforms. You can go live.
Yeah. Well, on this one, I have it on Facebook, my business page on Facebook, and then on YouTube. So it should be live on YouTube also.
Okay.
And let me make a note statement. We are live. All right. So were you able to go ahead and get it shared?
Yes, I'm sharing it right now.
Okay, awesome. Just let me know when you finish. Hello. If you are on here, please say hello. We're going to get started in just one moment. If you notice, everything looks a lot different because we are doing things in a professional manner from now on.
Yes.
So just make sure that you drop a hello in the comment to let us know that you are there. And, we want you to engage as much as possible. If you don't know who I am, my name is Rhonda Pearson. I am the six-figure little t-shirt business guru and the owner of Bella May Designs, which is a custom apparel business that specializes in rhinestones and also business branding apparel. Aside from that, I am also a business coach. But if you haven't been to any of my lives before, the whole purpose of this live, one, is so that business owners can connect, so that we can expand our reach to reach more customers and to bring people to us so they'll know who exactly we are. So tonight, I have Miss NyKosha. She is on the live with us tonight. And it is an honor to have her. I'm so happy that she is on the live with us tonight. And I wanted to just, let me pull up my notes real quick, child. Trying to get my life together. I just said that we was going to be professional and I don't even have my notes up. But
everybody please go and share the live as well.
Right. Please make sure that you share the live, and you never know who this live may help. Okay, so make sure you comment if you have any questions in the comment section, but also make sure you share and like these lives. So NyKosha is going to talk to us how to play in a big world as a small business. So we're going to do a little icebreaker now, NyKosha, okay?
All right.
So which one you want to answer? Do you want to answer what is your favorite color, or a fun fact about yourself that most people don't know about you?
I think I want to my favorite color, because it's weird.
Okay, what's your favorite color?
My favorite color is brown.
Brown? It's only one other person that I know whose favorite color is brown.
Yeah.
In all seriousness.
It's brown.
So why is your favorite color brown?
I don't know. I feel like they say purple is like this royal color, but to me, I feel like brown is royal. I feel like brown speaks like, like royalty. I feel like, when you go into the palace, you don't see purple. I don't see purple in the palace. I see golds and browns and,
like natural color hues and things of that nature.
I don't see purple. I don't see that.
Got you. That's different. That's
Yeah,
different. But
I
I
love
mean,
Brown.
I get it. I get it. So, do you want to enlighten the people of how we met or how we know one another, each other?
Yes, yes. So
Okay.
myself and Rhonda, we were in a mentoring group together. We still are. And
Mm-hmm.
so you kind of build a relationship over, video, which we don't really get to even speak to each other. We just
Mm-mm.
type into the, into the group and everything like that.
Right.
But it
Right.
was just something about you that drew me to you. And I
Aw.
was like, "Oh, I like her." So when we actually had our first our coach hosted a GovCon
Mm-hmm.
conference
Mm-hmm.
in Washington DC. And like
Mm-hmm.
when we got there, it was like this group of us that just clicked. Is like
Right.
we just became business sisters, and we
Right.
talk all the time. We hold each other accountable, like we just
Yes.
got off a call. And
Yes.
so it was just through the group we all had the same mind frame. And then when homegirl hit six figures doing t-shirts, yeah, I'm like, yeah, that's my girl. I need to be hollered at her. So it's just something about you that that just drew me to you. And like once we met in person, it was just on from there.
Right, right, right. And
Mhm.
I can say the same thing. Like your spirit is so kind. Like
Yeah.
when I first met you, bless your heart, your foot was in your boot. And I was like, bless her heart. I was like, bless
Yes.
her heart. But you were so sweet. And then, when you won the
The
um
grant.
the grant, had all of us in there crying. All of us in there crying. Excuse me for a minute. Adrian, you close that door for me, please. But yeah, had all of us in there crying, and I knew for a fact I was like, you know what, I got to connect with her because I love her spirit. And I'm a wholehearted believer that within the first couple of seconds of when you meet
Yes.
somebody, you'll know if you're gonna click with them or
That's
not.
me. That's me.
Okay.
I'm the same way. Yeah, that's the
Yes, yes,
spirit of
yes.
discernment. I
It
know
is.
if I rock with you or if I can't. So,
It is. So
mm.
tell me why you wanted to become an entrepreneur.
So I think most of my life I always did have like my own business type stuff, whether it was doing hair or selling something. Like I always had that, even though I might work full-time jobs,
Mm-hmm.
I always had a side gig to where I was selling something or doing something that made my own money as well.
Mm-hmm.
But what really pushed me completely into entrepreneurship was well, I'm on a call. So daughter here. But what really what really pushed me over into entrepreneurship was the tragic loss of my daughter.
Mm,
I think after that happened, my attention span and then just my whole outlook on life, it
mhm,
changed me. It
mhm.
was like life was just too short to be making sure I got to get up for these people job and be there on time and
Right,
meet their deadlines and stuff
right.
like that. And I just wanted to focus on my family and wanted to be with my family fully
Mhm,
after that happened. And
right.
so that's what kind of pushed me 100% fully into entrepreneurship.
Mhm,
And from there, and then I think my when things would start getting to like close to the deadlines and stuff like that, I
mhm.
started experiencing anxiety, which
Mm,
I never thought that was true. I thought anxiety was in people's head until
mm-mm.
it started affecting me. So I
Right,
I, I needed to just kind of pull away from the corporate world and just go into my own world basically.
right, right, right,
Mhm.
right.
Yeah.
It's just crazy how like different things push us into different areas that, we didn't it wasn't in the forefront. Let's put it like that. It wasn't
Yeah.
in the forefront and things happen and it requires us to pivot. So
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So tell the audience a little bit about your business and what it is that you do.
Okay, so my name is NyKosha Bethancourt. I am the owner and founder of Bethancourt Business Management and Consulting Firm. So what I do is I help entrepreneurs and as well as other people that already have businesses, but I
Mhm,
help them kind of structure their business correctly. A
mhm.
lot of people that may own businesses, they may have been running their business, but it's not structured correctly. So you might need to just go back to the drawing board and just kind of get things situated in order first before you take that next step.
Okay.
So that's where I kind of focus at on helping them to structure their business. That way they can move over to play into the bigger field with the bigger
Mhm.
fishes.
Okay. Now, one thing I do want to just pause for a minute because I always want to stress and let people know that NyKosha doesn't live in Georgia.
Nope.
NyKosha does not live in Georgia. NyKosha is in Texas.
Yep.
And you see the type of relationship that we've built. Like we understand business, we understand life.
Yes.
And I'm sure that she can attest to that, how we understand life and how things happen. But she lives in Texas. So what that means is that you don't have to have people necessarily that's local to you to connect with, to get together and operate business or conduct business. So get out of your comfort zone and meet new people. You never know how those people may benefit you. Okay.
Absolutely.
So what has been one of the craziest experiences you have had in your business that you can talk about?
One of the craziest things. Oh girl.
Sorry.
I
Or
think
what's one of the funniest things, or
well, to be honest, I think one of the craziest things would be when I took the chance to come to DC in that boot after I had broke after I
you
broke that
started,
toe.
girl.
Yeah. So I broke my toe. I dropped the chopping board on my toe for my birthday. And I was determined to still make it to Washington. I don't care if I had a cane. I rode in a wheelchair at the airport and everything, baby. I sure did. That was first class. And so the thing I see is crazy because it was like no matter how I tried to say, girl, don't go down there. Like, just don't do it. I'm so glad that I came because our relationship, our group just grew together much closer. We learned so much, and we were able to network and then I came down there and I won $1,000 grant and then turned around, sat down and end up leaving with a $1,700 because some other people was in it. So it's like sometimes when you second guess yourself, man, just you got to get in a room with these other people because you never know the relationships that you could build and that can take your business to the next level. Like I've learned so much just in the last year to where, I $1 million is not hard to attain for us right now. It's not.
It's so not. It's not. The thing about it is you have to change your mindset. And when you start believing that it is attainable, then that's how you start to move.
Absolutely.
So what advice would you give to a small business owner who is, perhaps just starting out and they want to be able to get in the room? Because, the topic is how to operate in a big, in a big world as a small business. So what advice would you give to them in that regard?
So I would tell a person that's a small business or someone that's trying to get into, starting their business. I would tell them, first of all, make sure you got your ducks in a row. Make sure you're doing it correctly out the gate. I do have a free checklist that's on my website that you can go on, bethancourtconsults.com. There's a free checklist. And just go down that checklist and make sure you're doing the steps in order. Some things you may need, some things you may not need. But the thing is, once you get your business registered, you start networking, start going to events that are in your field to learn things and to be around people that have already experienced certain things. Also, when you step into these rooms, don't go in there like this here, man, them people, I'm just starting out. You go in that room like, I've been doing this. Yes, how
you own it.
NyKosha, here's my business card. Can I have a card? Just like, don't be scared when you step into the room. Like, own the room. They should know your name when you leave out of the room. Like, no matter where I'm at, I'm not about to be scared. I'm up in it.
Then that's funny that you said that, because you mentioned that we just got off our call, which we did, because we have accountability partners. That for real hold you accountable. Like, well, why you getting in your own way? What's the problem? Or you need to connect with somebody to sell some stuff.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
like, we hold each other accountable, but in that aspect, like, you have to. So many people go to networking events and don't speak up for themselves at all. And one thing that I said when we were on the call, you finna go? Okay, one thing that I said when we were on the call, I was like, NyKosha, you are so connected. And did you get connected like that because you weren't afraid to speak up for yourself and for your business? Like, how did you get connected like that?
I've always been just a friendly person. I'm gonna talk wherever I go, so that's probably it. But I guess when I go into those areas and say like the presenter may be talking about something, the
Mm-hmm.
person next to me, I'm gonna be like, yeah, because if you do this here, because I done already
Mm-hmm.
learned it. So
Right, right.
as you talking,
Mm-hmm.
people like she might really know something. And so
Right.
that's how I build those relationships. So I really just be trying to see what other people doing with their life. I, I really be trying to see, and then that's how I just connect. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
Mm-hmm.
I like to share information. That's what I do. I like to share information. Not
Mm-hmm.
that I'm not holding a 2 hour conversation, just a few minutes. Just
Right.
just by seeing what somebody else is interested in life, you could kind of just share information, and that's how you start to build those relationships.
Mm-hmm.
You never know.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you never know who you need or what
Right.
who can
Right.
help you.
So, what is your opinion on people who try to gatekeep stuff?
What's my opinion of? I don't feel like I feel like those people that be gatekeeping stuff, they can only get so far.
Mm-hmm.
They can only get so far. And
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like holding on to stuff, bro, that's just not that's not somebody I want to work with anyway. So I feel
Mm-hmm.
like when you're a gatekeeper, you just like you holding stuff to yourself, so you're not allowing other people to come in either. Because at
Right.
some point you need somebody else to help you or tell you something else too that they know. So
Right.
if you trying to keep everything to yourself, it's just that that personality that you have, or that that heart that you have, is not able to receive either, because you trying to keep it all in.
Right, right, right. So let me ask you about this right here. So let me turn this down real quick because I'm trying to tag somebody in the live because they said they didn't see it. But
Okay, go ahead.
how do you feel about people coming to you and asking for information for free?
So I ain't got a problem if I rock with you like that. I don't have a problem with you might say, hey, let me just ask you something. Like, what's your opinion? You think I should start here, or you think I might should go here, or whatever? But I'm not about to. Um, Most of the time I'll tell now I'm getting to the point to where I'm like, just hit me up on my on
You
my
see,
website.
Joy. Joy said, "No, no,
Look, in 2023, bro, you gotta pay, man. You gotta pay. But
you do."
if I rock with you like that, I might answer a question or two. But I'm not about to sit up here a whole 30 minutes to an hour and I'm answering. No, yeah, that's a consultation. That's a
Right,
consultation.
right, right.
Yeah, because some
And
people just take advantage. They'll get your information and go pay for the next part of it.
Mhm. And I'll be the first to say, like, especially like in the t-shirt community, like people will question you to death. Like they'll question you to death. They'll try to put bits and pieces together or whatever. And you done
Mhm.
sat up here, gave them all of this information, but at the same time, they'll turn around and they'll, go to the next person and pay them
Absolutely, absolutely.
full price. And that's not right at all.
Right.
And I made a post earlier this year. I'm talking about earlier this year. We only 22 days in, but I made a post saying that paying an invoice is a form of respect.
Huh.
It
Yeah.
means that you respect the time that it took for me to learn whatever it is that you're trying to learn,
Right.
and you respect that.
Right.
You
Right.
respect that. Let's
Yeah.
see.
Because a lot of people, when it's my thing is, if you come into somebody for something for their services, man, have your money together. You
Mm-hmm.
can't go to them other people. You can't go on them websites when they ordering clothes and all that and see, I'm gonna get right back to you. You leave it in the cart and see if it's there when you get back for it.
Exactly. It's gonna be gone. It's
You
gonna be
can't
gone.
do that. So come with your money ready. We,
Right.
and that's the thing. Like a lot of people, I'm gonna say like this here. So give you a scenario.
Okay.
Say for instance, all right, I have a nonprofit as well, and so when it comes time to doing my annual gala, it's very nerve-wracking,
Mm-hmm.
like to get people to get tickets and things like that. I'm raising money to help other people. It's not going in my pocket.
Right.
But
Right.
like I have I'm posting everything. It's going in a newspaper. It's on social
Mhm.
media. It's everywhere. And like, I don't want to talk about my mom. My mom will be like, here, this such and such number, you need to call her. She won't know what it's about. No, I'm not calling nobody. Walmart not calling them and telling them what the sale about. Like, I
Right.
feel like if I want to be taken serious as a business, I gotta carry myself like the big businesses do. I'm
Right.
not calling you and telling you I got a sale. Because
Right. Right.
they work with and they support who they want to support,
Mhm.
you know.
Mhm.
And sometimes
Mhm.
your close people are not your biggest supporters. Strangers are
Yep.
gonna, support you before your own close people in your community does, you know. So look at my sister. But
Don't
I'm
tell
serious
mama.
though.
Don't tell
I know she be meaning well, but I be trying to get them to see I'm not trying to carry myself like a little business. I might be a little business, but I'm a big business. You
exactly,
know, so
exactly. And I think when people better understand that, then they'll have a better respect for things because
right.
like even with the rhinestone things, people don't know my story about that. Like I begged people to teach me how to do rhinestones
Mm-hmm.
and they wouldn't tell me. They wouldn't tell me. I literally had to fly to Texas,
Mm-hmm.
learn what it was, and that was a ticket for me and Curtis. And
Mm-hmm.
then I had to have a hotel stay, and we were there
Wow.
for a couple of days. We had to eat, and then we had to fly back, and we
Yeah.
had to, Uber to get around. People don't look at the cost that you invest into whatever it is that you're doing. They just think that you're supposed to give it away for free, and that's not. I don't want to be the person to say that that's not fair, but it's not right. You
Absolutely.
know, it's not right at all. So
Absolutely.
in that aspect, you got to pay the bill
That's it.
with all due respect, because if it was anybody else, they would pay it quickly. They would pay it quickly. It says, I want to tell you, but right, 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 right.
That goes back to those gatekeepers. They be knowing, bro.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly. Now, I have a lot of people that come to me about nonprofits, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a nonprofit that's on my list for the
Mm-hmm.
year, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't have one. So you can feel free if you want to talk about your nonprofit, but how would you or yeah, how would you get a nonprofit started without giving everything away? the
Without
short
giving
the
everything.
short and clean version.
Okay, so to start, you gotta, just like you going to register your business, you gotta get articles and you gotta get documents and things like that in place.
Mhm,
It's pretty much like a checklist as well, and you
mhm,
gotta have all of your documents together before you submit it, and then it has to be approved, and then that's when you get you get it approved first, and then just let me tell you too, a nonprofit and then having a 501c3, or I always say it wrong, y'all, but I am a 501c something. Yeah, that,
C3.
yeah, C3.
Mhm.
That's two separate things.
Oh,
That's
see,
two
I thought it
separate
was the
things.
same.
No, just because you're a nonprofit don't mean that you are on 501, what you say, 3C?
C3.
C3 exempt. That's like an exemption. That's an
Oh,
exemption.
okay.
Yeah. So you just got to get
Okay.
your documents together, and then you submit them, and then once you approve, then that's how you go about getting them. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Because hold on, somebody else want to be tagged. Hold on a minute,
Okay. Okay.
y'all. I
Y'all,
know that
y'all go ahead and share the live if y'all can as well.
yes. Yes. Let me see here.
She said people want instant gratification
They
with a
do.
discount. Hmm.
They do.
They sure do. They sure do.
Where is she? I don't see her. Okay, let's try it this way. Give me just one moment, y'all. I'm just
Go
trying to
ahead.
tag
Go ahead.
somebody. Will it let me do it on here? I won't let me do it on there. I don't know why it won't let me take. Oh, probably because I'm up under the business. Let me go to the other side. So can you tell us the benefits of having a nonprofit or a 501c3? Okay,
The benefits of it.
yeah.
First of
Hmm.
all, when you're getting ready to have or when you having one of those, nonprofits, tell people it's under your event. Oh, she telling. Oh, that's Stephanie.
Yeah.
Um, you want to have a purpose behind it.
Hmm.
You want to have a purpose behind it. You want to have a goal, or a mission that you're on.
Mm-hmm.
So you're able to reach certain people and do certain things to help, in different arenas. My nonprofit is called Anchor to Angels Foundation, and that was from, the loss of my daughter. um we didn't have the resources that we needed after in Louisiana, meaning like family counseling, or child loss. There was nothing for child loss. And so once I came to Texas and I got those services, I was like, I need to bring this back home. They have more kids dying than they have old people dying. And so
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of parents now that are burying kids that they need help, and they
Right.
don't know where to go. So
Right.
I'm just trying to put forward that effort, to let them know that there's somebody else out there. There's a organization. There are many organizations,
Mm-hmm.
that are out there for them.
Mm-hmm.
This year, my goal is I want to do a retreat.
Mm.
Me, my husband, and my son, we went to a retreat in Colorado after after we lost my daughter, and man, that retreat was awesome. And I want to do something like that for mothers, so
Mm-hmm.
bad. And that's my goal for this year, y'all. We're gonna talk about that in our group, because
Right.
I'm gonna
Right.
need y'all to push me to do that.
Because we doing big things.
We
We
doing big
doing big
things.
things. But yeah,
Yeah,
I was so upset because last year I really, really wanted to come to your gala, but I
yeah,
was dealing with a whole bunch of stuff at the time.
yeah,
And,
yeah.
and I even told Curtis, I was like, man, I was like, I wish I can go. Like, I wish I could go and I could surprise her, because I knew for a fact that you wouldn't be expecting me to show up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, it really hurt my heart that I couldn't come. But what you're doing is awesome and amazing, because in the Black community, people people don't think that we suffer from depression.
Yeah,
They just think that, you'll be all right, or
yeah.
just go sleep it off or go drink it off or something like that. They don't think that it's a real thing. But I'm here to say, because I've suffered from depression myself. So I'm
Right.
here to say that it is a real thing. I
Yeah.
remember talking to like some of my family members at the time, telling them that I was depressed, and they told me, "Oh, you just trying to act like an extra light skinned person," and that wasn't the case. Like, I was really,
Wow.
really dealing with stuff.
Right, right.
So, and one of the things that I did is like, what is it called? Where you just bury yourself in stuff to cope with different.
Oh, okay.
That's what I
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
At the time, I knew where every happy hour place was,
Straight isolate.
and
Yeah.
that's how I dealt with it.
Hmm.
I just dealt with
So
it.
you did self isolation. That's
Right,
what you
right, right,
did.
right.
Hmm.
So I think that is very, very amazing what you're doing, and I really commend you for. I hate that the circumstances of it,
Right, right, right.
but I do really commend you for doing this to help other people, because it's really, really selfless of you
Mm.
to take your situation to try to make somebody else's situation better.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
really, really selfless. And we don't have a lot of people that do that. Nowadays people they use they use any reason to get out of helping somebody. I
Hmm.
can't do that because I got to work. I just ain't got time. Or you'll be okay. Just go buy you some. Go change your hair.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So, I commend you for doing that. I commend you
Thank
for real
you.
for doing that.
Thank you. It's not easy, girl. It's not easy at
I
all.
know, I know, and I truly understand. I
Mm.
truly understand. So, outside of your business, I know that you help businesses get started to make sure they have a good foundation. Is there anything else that you do?
Is there anything else I do
Mhm.
besides yeah, I have a
That was a setup question right there, because I know.
So let me tell y'all, I have my consulting firm. I
Mhm.
am also a Texas notary. I
Mhm.
am a founder of a nonprofit.
Yes.
I'm trying to get back to singing. I used to a wedding, a funeral. I was there. I was singing. That was me. So I'm trying to get back to singing, but I also have an online boutique.
Mhm.
It's called Tay Night J. Um,
Mhm.
that's after my daughter as well. She started a store. She started an online store, girl, like
Mhm.
earlier that year before she passed away, and it was
Mhm.
called Tay Trinkets. And
Mhm.
so we went live on Instagram, and that girl, she made like 200 and some dollars that night, just selling to her friends and stuff like
Uh-huh.
purses and things like that. So
Mhm.
I was like, oh, I gotta keep it up. After she left, I was like, I gotta keep it up. So I named it Tay Nige. Tay was her nickname, and Nige
Mhm.
is her middle name. And
Mm.
so I just sell clothes, shoes, purses, all of that, just to
Mhm.
make a person feel better about themselves. Anything. I got a laser printer. I got a glow forge. I'll be doing stuff on the laser printer. So I make like plaques.
Mhm.
Yeah. In
Mhm.
all kind of stuff. Yeah. So Tay Night J
Mhm.
Beauty Boutique. I'll be a vendor at your event.
Yes, she will be in Macon next Saturday on the
Yes.
28th. I'm
Yes.
super, super excited. Let me tell you something. If y'all don't have a support team like this right here, get you one. Get you one.
Yes.
Because when I tell you, when you have a strong support system in place that's outside of family, even though they're my business sisters,
Mm-hmm.
it's, they'll give you some hard truths.
Absolutely.
they'll
Absolutely.
give you they'll give you some hard truths, but you appreciate that stuff because people
Yes, Stephanie. Yes.
look, Stephanie finna call you once we get off of
Yes.
this.
A Glue Forge girl. Yes, I do.
But having a support system like this that don't mind investing, that don't mind showing up, that don't mind encouraging you, those are the types of relationships that you have to build. Like aside of my word of the year, which is execution,
Mm-hmm.
the other thing is relationships,
Oh
because
yeah.
you can only get so far. You have to build strong relationships and have those relationships in place so that you can create opportunities, because
Mm-hmm.
opportunities aren't just going to fall into your lap. Sometimes you have to create those. Mm.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So now you named a whole bunch of stuff that you do, a whole bunch of stuff that you do. So let's talk about the importance of pivoting in your business. Like, is the reason why you have so many things that you do, is it because you recognize that it was time to pivot, or it was time to do something else or explore something else? Like, you can start out with the first part. Explain the importance of pivoting in your business?
So the importance to me of pivoting is like, so I started a consulting firm just because I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to help other people register their business and get their EIN number and all that. But then once I got into that and found out about government contracting as
Mm-hmm.
a small business, it was like, oh, it's time to pivot. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's one thing to register a business, but why are you registering a business now? What's the mission behind it?
Right.
What's the next step? What's the next level that you're trying to get to?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I think about when I'm thinking about pivoting. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I could do this for so long, but now I'm ready to take it to the next level.
Right.
So um me having so many different businesses, it wasn't about really pivoting.
Well, what was it about then, Miss NyKosha?
It was all needed. It was all
Okay.
needed. It was all needed. And so at the time I had a boutique, I had a shop. But
Mm-hmm.
then when a pandemic hit, it was time to pivot to go online.
Right.
And so that's how a lot of my stuff has been sold online, whether
Mm-hmm.
it was through a live or just through my website, my Etsy website or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But now, even with that, is now that I know that the government needs items,
Mm-hmm.
so I could sell those items to the government. So
Right.
it's now I could pivot in my boutique to
Mm-hmm.
working with the government and selling those bags to maybe you know a girls' school or a women's shelter,
Right.
something like that.
Right.
So it's always about pivoting. It's always about whatever you're doing, you can take it to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you sold shirts to just like people around, but
Mm-hmm.
it was time to pivot when you say, hold up, I want to sell to corporations. I want to
Right.
sell to, companies.
Right.
So that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Right. Well, that's good. But I'm glad that you were able to recognize that, because I think a lot of people who have businesses, I'm just going to be transparent. I believe a lot of people have businesses because of the pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
but also because they think it's a fad. They think it's the thing to do.
Yeah, it ain't.
Because I'm here to say that entrepreneurship is not for the weak.
It ain't.
It is not for the weak. And so many people are like, oh, I got my LLC, I got this right here. But what does it really mean? Like, what are you doing with it?
Right.
You have to do something with it.
Right.
And I think that people just jumped on the train. Like, oh, you got a
Mm-hmm.
business? I got a business too.
Mm-hmm.
but they're not really doing anything with it.
Right. Right.
They're not doing anything with it. They're just saying it to say that they have a business.
Right. And baby, see in Texas,
Mhm.
you could have a business, but they're gonna send that statement every month for them taxes for you to pay.
Mhm.
So, or quarterly, however they send it. But you could talk about you got an LLC, but you better have that money to pay for it too every month because they're
Mhm.
gonna send that statement whether you made money or not. But and then
Right.
if you don't take the time to just log into the portal,
Mhm.
and say, hey, I didn't make this amount or I didn't make nothing, then they're gonna
Mhm.
start charging you on top of that, and then they're gonna forfeit your business in Texas. So I don't
Right.
know how them other states work, but
Mhm.
yeah, so it's not cute to just say you got a business in Texas.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think too, a lot of people, they say that they have a business, but it's really not a business because, like you said, if your business is not structured right, you don't
Mhm.
have a business. You have a hobby. You
That's
have
it.
a side hustle.
That's what
And
you
a
got.
side hustle and a hobby is not a business.
Right.
It is
Yep.
not. It's not. It's not.
Yep.
The man
Right.
on the corner who sell barbecue plates, that's a side hustle.
Yeah.
Side hustle. It's his business. Probably ain't even got no safe serve
Right.
registration. But people be lined up, and that's his side hustle to get his money to do whatever it is that he wants to do with that money. It's not
Right.
structured right. He probably ain't filing no taxes. He
Nope.
ain't got no LLC or whatever he want to be. He just got some extra money and found a deal on some ribs.
Right. Right. I had a guy that I just registered his business. He's a cook. He cooks. And
Mm-hmm.
so he's been cooking for a while, and he reached out to me I think it was the end of last year. He was like, I'm ready to really get my business, structured correctly. I want to do the right thing. And so I was just happy to see today he always posts that he's selling stuff and all of that. But
Mm-hmm.
I was happy today to see that he just brought another item that'll help his business look more professional. And it just as small as it could have been or that it just made me proud. And I was like, look, they got a lot of stuff that's going to be coming out for smaller businesses, and as
Mm-hmm.
soon as I hear it, you better believe I'm gonna be sending it to you, because
Mm-hmm.
I see that he didn't want that just for a hobby. He didn't just want,
Right.
he really want to take his business serious.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, I'm glad to see that some of our people are taking their business, serious and trying to take it to the next level.
And the good thing about having your business in order is that when opportunities present themselves, you're already ready. Like there
Absolutely.
could be a contract or whatever, like you could get subbed out through somebody. And if your business, or you may be a perfect fit for
Yeah.
the opportunity, but if your business isn't structured properly, guess what? We can't use you.
Absolutely.
We
Absolutely.
cannot use you. We
And
cannot
I
use you at all.
and I was having a conversation at work the other day when I was leaving. I was telling this young man, because I know he always talk about, his business and stuff like that. And I was like,
Mhm.
you do know, I said, do you know that the president that they signed that 1.17 trillion
Mhm.
bill? And I
Mhm.
was like, when I'm sitting down and I ain't got nothing to do, I'm reading through that stuff like that. This some of the breakdowns right here. And it's just
Mhm.
telling you where that
Where the
17,
money
that's
going?
$1.17 trillion, and they putting that into small businesses.
Right, right.
This
But
year
you
for
have to be structured
2023,
right.
you got to be structured correctly. It's like if y'all ran and got an LLC for the
Mhm.
pandemic, I
Mhm.
hope if y'all still got that LLC, now you saying, man, let me get this in order. Let me really put this to work,
Right.
because that $1.17 trillion, they trying to build back small businesses that were
Right.
lost for the pandemic.
Right. Because small businesses really is the backbone of
Absolutely.
everything. Is the backbone of
Absolutely.
everything. And if we're not, that's exactly is where the money resides.
That's
But
it. That's it.
it's
That's
like,
it.
if we're not going strong, then it's a problem because just like large corporations employ people, small businesses employ people too.
They sure do. They
They
sure
employ
do.
a lot of people.
Right.
So, girl,
And you'll be surprised how many small businesses get the contract before a large corporation gets it.
because of the simple fact that they have the certain amounts that's set aside specifically for small business,
Right.
but
Right.
people don't know that. you
No.
know and what gives me so much joy and so much, it just makes me so happy to see, no offense to nobody else, but it makes me so happy to see so many people who look like me creating opportunities for other people, whether it's,
Yeah.
you know, making sure that their business is structured properly, making sure that they're getting a subcontract deal or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like 3 years ago, I never imagined this.
Exactly.
I never
Exactly.
imagined this, but for me to be in position and to be in places and understanding the language, because it's a different, they talk different.
Oh yeah. Oh
They
yeah.
talk different. And if you don't understand how they speak, then you're gonna be lost.
That's it. You ain't gonna catch nothing. You're not gonna catch on to what they're saying, and then they be giving it away.
Hmm.
They giving it away.
Right.
So
Right. Most definitely. They give it away, but they giving it to the people who are structured properly and legal. And
yes.
legal. They're not gonna give you something if you working out your mama back room and ain't registered with nobody.
No.
They're not
No.
giving it to you.
And
So
you can have exactly what they need. But if
hmm
you not registered and structured, nah,
hmm
we can't do nothing with you. Can't do
right.
nothing with
And
you.
like Stephanie said, you gotta know the rules to play the game, and that's absolutely true. You know,
That's right.
we miss so many opportunities because we don't know the rules.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that I've learned is that, you know, just listening to people and just being in rooms with other people is that most of these opportunities that are out there, sometimes it's only one person that's bidding on this stuff.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
only one person that's gone after this stuff.
Right.
And we
Right.
just missed the opportunity because we thought we couldn't do it.
Right. Right. Yep.
We know
And that's
more than what we give ourselves credit for.
right, because when it comes to talking about government contracting, some people I guess they probably get scared like government contract, but you don't know what we were looking at a contract. Me and my sister was looking at a contract some months ago, which they did end up canceling, suspending that contract. But they wanted ice cream sandwiches. Girl, we was all over the internet calling Bluebell and everybody for these ice cream sandwiches. Like you'd be surprised what they're
Right,
asking for.
right,
Remember, I
right.
think when we first started a while back, somebody said they were asking for ink pens and
Hmm.
tablets. I think Stephanie was saying it. I think.
It was either Stephanie or Felicia.
Yeah, I
Felicia.
remember somebody like
Hmm.
ink pens,
Yep.
paper clips, some just simple.
Simple. Simple.
Y'all be surprised, like y'all, government
Hmm.
contracting, you gotta read, but it's
Hmm.
not as hard as it seems or sounds. You
Right,
know?
right,
So,
right, right. But
because
I
a lot of
think
us don't want
people,
to read.
right,
Don't
that's
want
the
to read.
thing. That's the thing. And you know, they always say, you know, if you want to hide something from people, put it in a book because they're not gonna read.
Yeah, yeah.
Look, I know I'm guilty of skimming through stuff, but baby, when I see them contracts, I read them.
Uh huh.
I read
Every
everything,
page, every page.
every page to
Yes.
make sure that I'm not missing anything. Yep. Look, Stephanie said ketchup
Catch
packet.
up packets.
Mhm. Ketchup package.
Yes. We're gonna have to visit that one, y'all.
Yes, we really are. We really are. So, is there anything else that you would like to people to know about Miss NyKosha and
Um,
her business?
I just want people to know if you ever, looking to get your business structured, or you may have any questions dealing with, how to structure your business correctly, business credit, um, getting into government contracting, you could
Mhm.
always reach out to me. I'll be happy to have a consultation with you. Again, if you need that free checklist, you can go to my website, bethancourtconsults.com. Get that free checklist. That way you can start working on it yourself. You don't have to, contact me. But I'm always here to help,
And
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. You know, some people may wonder and say, "Well, Rhonda, you do the exact same thing. Why would you bring somebody on your platform that does the same thing?" One, this is my business sister, and
Mm,
two, guess what? You may have a special type of rapport, or you may like her personality a little bit
right.
more than mine. So it all works out. Like it's really enough out here for everybody to win. It's enough out here for everybody to eat, and you don't have to be stingy with stuff like that. I was
Absolutely.
just telling the young lady who took a t-shirt class with me on Friday, like the t-shirt market is saturated. It's
Mhm.
completely saturated. But at the same time, guess what? I can't take every order. You
Absolutely.
can't take every order. I may be busy. I may not can get to it, but guess what? Especially if it's somebody I know, I'm like, hey, can you do this right here?
Right.
Hey, I got this person that need this, or maybe you need to talk to this person right here because they'll be able to
Right.
help you because they know about nonprofit and 501c3s and all
Right.
that stuff right there. So it's always good to have somebody in your back pocket that can help you out.
Absolutely. Because like my little sister does t-shirts and things like that. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm always telling her, you listen to Rhonda? You heard Rhonda? Like I know
Mm-hmm.
you got a boot camp coming up. And like
Mm-hmm.
I wanna pay for her to take the boot camp. Like I wanna give her your boot camp because I want her to learn, more about it to take her business to the next level.
Right.
So
And
we
that's what it's about.
always collaborate and supporting, like,
Mm-hmm.
so
You
it's
have to. You have to, especially, I hate to keep referring back to when it's people like us, but it's been so long that no one wanted to help people who look like us.
right, right.
So now that you have a good system in place, you have good people in place, you want to make sure that everybody wins if they're willing to do the work.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's the key part. They have to be willing to do the work. A lot of people just want things handed to them, but no. I was telling somebody the other night, I was like, I cry often.
Mm-hmm.
Often.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell y'all that, and it's because I get frustrated with certain situations sometimes, and sometimes things just don't go how I wanted to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
And with that right there, that just goes back to that piece of entrepreneurship is hard because y'all see the stuff that look easy. Y'all don't see the
Mm-hmm.
back office stuff
Mm-hmm.
that had you ready to quit at any time.
Right, right.
So that's why I brought her on my platform, and that's why I wanted to have her on here because one, I know that she's about her business. She
Mm-hmm.
knows how to conduct her business. And this is somebody that I say, oh, if you go to her, I know she's gonna do it right.
Right,
You don't
right.
have to worry about anybody half stepping or doing anything like that. Let me tell you, my circle is a powerhouse. Okay,
Hello, hello.
it's a powerhouse.
Y'all be seeing more of this circle. Y'all
You
gonna
sure
see
will.
this year. This
You
this this
sure
circle
will.
gonna show out this year.
You sure will. Sure will. And like Miss Lady Williams said, she said it's a lot of late nights. It is.
Absolutely.
And despite the fact of, I'll say that my business closed at 6, but it's still behind the scenes stuff that I have to do. Like right now, I haven't even scheduled my my post for the week. So I have to
Mhm.
do that tonight. And
Yeah.
there's other stuff that you have to do. You have to respond to emails and all this other stuff that people don't see, but they're like, oh, you just have it all together. Your post be cute and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, girl, I ain't going to sleep till after 1 last night. I mean, in this morning, and I'm ready to go to bed now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes.
yeah,
It's a lot of hard work. That's just
it
like what
is.
I told y'all with this boutique stuff. I'm like, y'all, like taking pictures. I used to be in here a whole day taking pictures with a
Mm-hmm.
clicker in my hand, standing up trying
Mm.
to pose so I could click pictures and stuff like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
that entrepreneurship is hard. It's not easy, y'all. It is not easy.
Mm-hmm.
But like
But
you say,
it's
get your
rewarding.
team. It is. It's very rewarding. But
Mm-hmm.
get your team, get you some accountability partners that can ride with you. That's not gonna like Nietzsche said. That's not gonna sugarcoat it. We gonna keep
Mm-hmm.
it real,
Right, right. You have
and that's gonna support you as well.
to.
That's
Mm-hmm.
gonna support you
Mm-hmm.
near or far.
Right, right. And I think it's funny that, we're stretched out. Like the closest person to me is Joy,
Mm,
but who's the closest person to you?
none
Probably,
of y'all. None of y'all. None of y'all.
but we are still there. We're
Yeah.
still there. Like Stephanie, she called me. She was like, "Girl, you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine." And you need that stuff sometimes. You need
Right.
it, and sometimes you just need a friendly voice to be like, "It's gonna be okay.
Right.
It's gonna
Like
be
when you
okay."
called me when me and you were on the phone, you was like, "You all right? You sure?"
Mm-hmm.
Like, girl, yeah, I'm all right, girl. Look.
Yeah. You can hear it. You can hear it.
Right.
You can hear
Right.
it, and especially if you know a person, then you like, she may not want to talk about it right now, but she'll talk about it later.
Later.
You know,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
so I get
Yes.
it. So
Yes.
I am going to wrap this up, NyKosha. I really appreciate you for coming on here. And for anybody else that wants to come and collaborate on this live, I do these every Sunday at 8 p.m. Right now, the calendar is booked up until March. Um,
Woo!
yeah, it is booked up until March. But if you want to be on here, you need to email me at contact@designbybellamay.com. Do not DM me. Okay.
No, we don't do that. We don't do DMs. Mm-mm.
We are doing things right in 2023. We are following protocol.
That's
So
right.
just make sure you send an email to the email address, and we will most definitely try to get you scheduled and on the calendar for that. So thank you again for tuning in, and I hope you all have a wonderful night. And thank you again, NyKosha.
Thank
You
you for
have a good
having me.
night.
Good night.
Bye.